After many years of practicing yoga and meditation, I was able to attain a state of deep relaxation and peace of mind. But when I went into the world, like to visit my parents, for instance, all that peace of mind went out the window, and the impact of those internal and external stressors took me quickly out of this coherence, and I would shut down, get angry, sad, depressed. And when I discovered Ayurveda, I discovered ways to maintain this coherence even during activity, even during those stressful situations. I've also learned Ayurvedic pulse diagnosis, a very powerful way to identify the deep underlying imbalances that give rise to all the pathologies that my clients would have. But what I have found to be most helpful in helping my clients is when I can show them in real time, using heart rate variability, how to move out of that stressful physiology into that state of balance and peace of mind. Heart rate variability is recognized as the gold standard that identifies that state of physiology where the body can heal itself. When we can learn to do this, miracles happen. Listen as a few of my clients tell their stories. And if you have any desire to talk to me about how this might be helpful for you, please give me a call. Thank you.
One of the, I think, most profound benefits has been slowing my life down, which has been pretty incredible for me because I have been moving very fast-paced through my life. So really slowing down these past few months has been very awakening for me. I think it happened with specific instructions and also just with his presence, with his energy. He has a really compassionate and energy that makes you want to slow down and appreciate. And the instruction on the breath work and the Ayurvedic style of exercise, which is, very slow walking and practicing my Ujjayi breath, and carrying that not just through my specific walks, but carrying that out in my personal and professional life, trying to carry it throughout my day, have been quite profound. I've felt disconnected in many parts of my life, and Richard has talked about what it means to connect all of those different pieces of myself, so that I'm always aware of, who my inner self is. I'm aware of who I am as a partner and a daughter and a teacher and all of these, to bringing my full awareness to each one of those aspects of my life. When you go visit a doctor, there's this diagnosis with not only do they spend very little time with you, but they know nothing of your lifestyle. They know nothing of what's going on with you emotionally, which is a big part of health. And so coming to see Richard, he really, when you sit down with him one-on-one, really gets to know you and makes it his priority to know who you are, not what your problem is. Richard's more concerned with who you are than the symptoms that doctors are just concerned with. I've never been a fan of diets. I think they're problematic in two ways. The first way is it feels that you're denying yourself something, and automatically, approaching it from that perspective is not sustainable if you feel that you're denying yourself something. And the second way is which it never feels routine. It always feels like, oh, I have to do this. It's something you have to do. With Ayurveda, it's completely different from a diet because it becomes a natural part of my rhythm. So my routine is such that now things are feeling uncomfortable if I don't if I don't follow them, actually. So, you know, I know my body tells me, you know, around noon or 1 p.m. that it's really craving nourishment. So I think I'm really viewing food now as a nourishing and healing experience versus before, and certainly I feel with dieting that you feel kind of food is a little bit of your enemy or something that you have to do. And certainly I don't look at it that way at all anymore. From my pulse, Richard knew all the things about me that I also needed to fess up to myself. You know, so you know, the need for slowing down and really focusing awareness on my energy and working with my digestion. So the pulse reading was not intimidating at all. It actually felt very nourishing and very healing for someone to actually listen to you. So he listened to me with you know, his ears, and he listened to my pulse, to my energy, and that's a really nourishing and a very healing experience in itself, just to have someone take your pulse. That particular activity of looking at my heart rate, seeing it on the page and then feeling it was very, very helpful in thinking about why it's important for me to change my routine. Yeah, it was just another layer of knowledge. The changes that you will expect will be very noticeable and also very subtle. There'll be noticeable changes once you start making changes to your diet, once you start thinking about your daily routine, when you start thinking about how you're breathing and walking every day. And I think the more subtle changes will be you notice things to start shifting inside yourself, your little shifts in your perspective on what it means to really perceive the world through all of your senses and the impact of that. And also I believe that becoming more comfortable and in tune with yourself helps you really feel the impact of your life.
I had an Ayurvedic consult with Richard Haynes so that I could see what his work was like and know if I wanted to refer patients to him. And he strapped a heart monitor onto me at the beginning of the session, and that got my interest. He gave me some breathing techniques and asked me all these different questions about my diet and the way I ate my food and when I ate my food and all this stuff. And hey, I'm a naturopathic physician, so you know, I have a good diet. I know about food and how to eat well. So I really didn't think he was going to give me much information that would be new to me. Well, I was completely wrong on that. He surprised me with the information that he was able to put forward that started me to think really differently about the way I ingest food, the way I eat throughout the day, and even the way that I breathe and the way I exercise. I can't say enough about what I got from this process with him. What I tell my patients is, go and have a full Ayurvedic consult with Richard Haynes. You're going to benefit from it immensely. It's going to help your digestion. It's going to help your health and the way you exercise. It's going to help you lose weight if you want to lose weight. But more than any of this, it's going to allow you techniques that open your heart. And when your heart's open, the world is just a much more enjoyable place to be in.
Richard and Ayurvedaplus, I think it's the space and just the energy that he puts out with just a lot of heart. I had a pretty major transition a couple of years ago as a single mother and living in Virginia, and I had my own yoga studio there, and just things really turned around with that. And I sort of felt myself getting off track and relocated to Portland and was still feeling a bit lost. I discovered Richard, been going through a lot of anxiety and stuff with the transitions. And I've been doing the Ujjayi breath for years, but the way Richard had me to do it completely took it to another level. And it was a huge difference. I mean, I know my heart rate, everything settled down. And then also doing the Sattvic Living program, just the way that he talks about food, and actually he cooks the food and serves the food with just so much, compassion and, just a lot of karma yoga put into it. I've learned a lot from that too, just with my own family, just how I serve. So that's been a big difference. And my partner has come in for Shirdara, and definitely is hooked on that. Things that Richard suggests and recommends can just put you on the Ayurveda path, which is extremely user-friendly, and the things that Richard has suggested to me, they're certainly easy practices to do, save a lot of money compared to, medications and stuff like that. And I think just having that connection to the clinic is very healing in itself. I'm extremely grateful to have that connection here. So.